Hi, JPR here again. Time for another honing video. It's been a while since I did one, so this is just me honing a Timor blue soldering eraser. That's really not that impressive. I think the steel quality is slightly better than a gold dollar, but it's not really that impressive. And the grind is a little wonky and there's a warp in the blade, so I'm starting now from a 2K Nakayama Pro stone. This was freshly lapped, so it's flat, and I'm starting with a minimum amount of water to utilize the small amount of abrasive that has been released from the stone. So this is almost like working with the slurry, because there's not enough water on the stone to really suspend the slurry that's released, and it makes the stone cut quite efficient. So, and I'm adding a little water, and now it's almost like diluting the slurry, but it's still cutting quite effectively. So with this particular steel, it's your typical touch-up isn't. The steel is not that good, so it's always good to remove a little dead steel when you hold the razor. Better steel, you can get away with more of a lighter approach, but this, from my experience, this I need to go at least back to 2 or 4K to get this back to shaving again. And the geometry is also, I haven't measured the bevel angle, but it's a little too acute for the steel to hold this angle, so it would probably be a good idea to put a layer of tape on, but we'll see if I'm able to get a clean and finished apex. Usually a challenge with this particular razor. It usually favors a less refined natural edge from typically from a cuticle, where you get some micro convexity that supports the edge a little. Yeah, so it already had a bevel and it was shaving, but I would rather do a few strokes on a 2K than to do a lot of strokes on let's say a 4K. It's yeah, and the steel is also really soft, so it's really not a big issue to go from this 2K to these like Naguras. And this is Tenju. Yeah, and the base stone is Nakayama level 5, so it's a fairly hard stone, but it has a really nice feedback. It feels soft, but it's a hard stone. It's more than hard enough to be used with these Naguras. Yeah, that's nothing new here, but this is just my process, and this stone is also fairly fast, so it's perfectly capable of taking this taking out most of the 2K scratches. Yeah, just skip ahead. It's these Naguras are not particularly fast, so, and the bevel on this is quite uneven on each side, so it's and then there's a warp in the blade, so you need to work the blade in sections, especially emphasizing the heel and rolling your stroke. So even if the heel is dropping off the stone, since you're rolling your stroke, and then you're essentially working on a smaller surface area. Yeah, and the next one is the Koma Nagura. This particular Koma feels like it's starting out a little coarser than the Tenju, but it finishes a lot finer. So taking one step back and working away to a finer edge again. Yeah, and I tend to wear the stone a little uneven, so I'm trying to press down and get an even surface. Yeah. So the Nagura is also refreshing the surface, so it's making the stone more active again. So probably need to should have done more work on the one side on the 2K, because I'm struggling to get a good undercut on one side, but yeah, this particular JNAT is really fun to use. It's was sold by GNS in Denmark as a collector grade stone. It's I'm not sure why the JNAT prices have gone through the roof lately, but I think I bought this more than 10 years ago, so I've been honing razors for more than 12 years, so and most of the best stones I have was bought within the first 5 years, and since then the prices have gone up quite a bit, so I'm not sure what's driving the prices on this and these. And these Kita stones are also probably more sought after in Japan, so they're more difficult to get hold of. It was actually sold as a Asagi, but yeah, I guess that's partly because there's some green or gray in it, but I'm not sure what's the criteria for calling it Kita. It's just a yellow stone. But as you can see, it's removing quite a bit of steel, even with this slurry. So this razor typically don't handle a refined JNAT edge particularly well, and it's probably the definition of stupidity is to do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. So yeah, that was the case this time as well, and I will show that at the end of the video how you can see the apex, how it turned out. So every honing feedback and sensation is telling me that it's moving in the right direction, and it's more or less the similar process I do with other steels, but this really struggles to take a really refined edge. Now there's just a final tomo. So this base stone works with a lot of different tomos. It is probably the majority, or probably most of the slurry is kicked up by the stone, by the base stone. Yeah, and I prefer to hold the stone for this final step, and again back to the problematic side of the heel, putting my thumb down in the heel section and torquing and working the heel in isolation. That usually brings back some of the undercut, but for some reason I seem to lose that undercut, and I have to focus on areas to bring it back. Trying a little different camera angle this time. I'm not sure if this is a better angle than what I've used before. it's not rocket science, this, but it's yeah, everyone needs to find their own way to do this, but I think the basic tells are the same for everyone. And I'm using a drop of ONR just to break the surface tension, because it's getting sticky, or it's resistance is picking up, and that just tells me that I have more work to do. Usually not a good indicator for me, at least. Yeah, and this was actually a failed attempt, so I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to post this, but again, maybe there's a point at the end here, especially regarding how you can use a microscope to actually see that there's an issue with the edge. You can probably see this easily by using a good light source and bouncing the light off the edge, but it requires a little experience. But the microscope can actually, if you know what you're looking at or for, you can see easily that this is actually not the apex isn't refining as it should. It's actually a tiny false edge developing. That's probably due to a combination of steel and a really acute bevel angle. So let's see how the edge turned out. Yeah, so here you can see typical JNAT frosty finish, but if you look closely, you can see that there's a bluish reflection at the edge that tells me that the edge is folding slightly over at towards one side, and that indicates that it's not it's so a type of burr that you can probably strop off with linen if you're really aggressive, but and this now I'm actually have used linen strop with Harold's red paste for 15 strokes, and it looks like a completely different edge, but the alternative was to go back a few steps and add tape and start a little over again, but this actually, in this case, you can see that the pasted edge that is supposedly harsh is a lot more refined, and you can see a clear definition at the apex that you don't have any areas that are folding over. You can see the more round apex termination. Yeah, so this is just a short one. Now I'm going on a vacation, so probably be my last one for a while. So take care and see you on the next one.